And we are live. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zogi and I'm a Gemini, which is why this channel is called Zogi the Gemini. So, for the past few weeks, shall I say, I've been dropping a video basically nearly daily during my Valentine series that I've named Dating a Vibe from a Left Right Tall Dark Skin Girl, where I've spoken about social media, I spoke about homosexual and heterosexual relationships, I spoke about marriages, the pressure for marriage. I've spoken about me celebrating Valentine for the first time, like actual celebrating Valentine, not just having a Valentine, but actually celebrating Valentine for the first time this year. So essentially, we've been talking about all things love, relationships, all that good stuff, all that good stuff. Right now, today we are doing a live where we are actually live streaming, and I'm hoping you guys will come in so we can have a conversation. With a live stream, it's literally live. Like Miss Fidel said, oh, it's a live, not a premiere, where hi Miss Fidel, where literally we're talking in real time, because I wanted this to have this to be a discussion where we talk about in 2026 who are the real providers. Historically, they said men have been the providers, men should be the providers. Have they taken on that role? Do they continue to take on that role? Let's talk about it. But whilst we wait for people to join, hopefully people join, because I just never know. I'm gonna just wait, and hopefully when you guys are coming in, please let me know where you are tuning in from. I want to know where you, even if it's just down the road, even if it's just Old Kent Road in London, I still want to know. If you're looking at my wig and thinking, oh, this is nice, this is cute, this is a glueless unit, by the way, as you can see. And as you know, you guys should know by now, all my units are from Zogi's hair collection, and this is our Aaliyah wig. Aaliyah is she's a beauty. As you can see, she's a beauty, right? It comes layered, This is premium virgin Vietnamese hair. So if you've been wanting to invest in hair and you've been looking for a wig that will last you for a very long time, and a wig that you don't need to do much for, like as you can see, this wig is done. All I had to do is literally put my foundation, because the wig comes pre-bleached, pre-plucked, and it's curled with face framing layers. So if you guys can see here, there's curls in this beauty, and but it rides with the curls, and the pin still intact, ranging from 16 inch. Is it? No, this is the 18 inch. This is the shortest inch, and this is a 5x5, but it goes all the way to 30 inch. So if you want to bust down, head over to Zogi's Hair Collection. Anyways, all the link for that is going to be down below. As I said, this is the Aaliyah unit. If y'all can see, the shine, and the bounce is there. But anyways, let me know what you guys are thinking. Hi, Miss. Hi, Keita. Hi, lovely. You are from the Midwest USA. I love that. Where is the Midwest USA? And whilst we're coming and joining the live, I want to ask you guys, as you're joining the live, or you're sitting in your house or sitting wherever you are. I know this is not a conversation we generally have, because I think just naturally society has just said that, men are providers, men are supposed to be the provider. And also, this live is not me saying women should not be the providers. God forbid. I'm Muslim, I'll have to drop a stuck for Allah. This is not me saying, no, we should now become, not, that's, it's not that thing. But what I more so wanted to highlight or think of, I had the discussion where I guess in this day and age, like, what do we even define as a provider? Like, in your view, let me know what you would deem as a provider. Not historically what providers are supposed to be, But in this day and age, what do you see as like provision? Do you need emotional provision, financial provision, mental provision, spiritual like what provision do you feel like from your partner? It doesn't matter what gender you are interested in. What provision would you need? Okay, Keita, you said, oh no, you said St. Louis. I don't know where that is, but it sounds like a lovely Missouri. Okay, I've heard of Missouri. Miss Fide, you said all of the above. If you could expatiate, if you could elaborate more, what do you feel like you would want? Like really, like not even actually. I feel maybe we would all want all of the above, but Miss Fide, you said something that I was about to get into. Clark it. You said in 2026, a provider is no longer just someone that pays for your bills. Let me know why you say that. Hey, miscellaneous Mimi, you let me know, miscellaneous Mimi, would you define as a provider? What is a provider to you? Let me know, guys, because I feel like the same things are being repeated year in year out, but no one's really touching grass to be like, actually, what are we even trying to what are we trying to be in? Like, if we want in a relationship where the guys, what do we want him to provide, or what do we want them to provide? Mafila, you say we as humans, we need more than just money. We need not sorry, we need more than just money. We need money, emotional and spiritual support. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that. Keita, you said the provider is more like a team player now. Expand on that. What do you mean? Someone that's just supportive. So I'm happy that we've quickly realized that a provider is more than just financial provision, because I feel like maybe you guys know I have my times where I go Nigeria, um, and I feel like when we think of a patriarchal stereotypical provision, a man provides, the woman cooks and cleans, you will see that dynamic a lot in Nigeria. And seeing that dynamic over and over again, and actually diving deep into the dynamics of the provision, where we see a man as a provider, but historically that has only been the provision of financial provision. So when it comes to the emotional aspect of things, when it even comes to physically holding the house together, who does that? Because from my understanding, I guess that provision is from the wife. But the whole notion, I think even in podcast and shows, we're still hearing about the men that provider. Do you get me? But what actually provision are we talking about? Okay, miscellaneous Mimi, you said if this in this day and age, men are not providing spiritually, financially, nothing. I think men want to be women. A provider should pay at least 75 of all main bills, provide physical protection. I understand where you're coming from 100%. And it's interesting because what I think here is really happening is we've always so relying on one person, the partner is not realistic. Okay. What I think here is we've always been told that men are the providers, and men have always been told that their main role, the main goal of their life is to have money so that they can provide. And when we're seeing an increase in women entrepreneurship, we're seeing an increase of women having boss ass positions, like I even know associate director, like women are killing it when it comes to the 9 to 5. I think it's interesting. We say that men are more laid back and maybe want the woman to take on more of the role, like the financial role. And part of me feels like Is it that there's been a change in their behavior, or is it the fact that now women socially and culturally can do more? So since women can do more, women are showing they are like they are capable. So the man is saying, "Oh, finally." Like, do you get what I mean? Like, is it a case where men are saying, "Oh, we want to provide, but you're pushing us away from being able to provide," or is it the fact that now that women can provide more for themselves as opposed to relying on a man, it's now a case of low key all the times where we say back in the day men used to be providers, are we also referring to the times where women weren't allowed to work or women weren't seen as going there someone to go to work or women shouldn't have had businesses? Do you know what I mean? So Rich Franklin, you said women want equal rights. So 50-50 it is. No, Rich Franklin, when you say 50-50, and also, hey, when you say 50-50, how's that worked out for you? And do you know what? Yeah, if someone goes with the notion about equal right, it's interesting when men say equal rights. What do you actually mean by that? Because I feel like some men see women saying, "Oh, we would like if you did not physically, mentally, sexually abuse us. We would like if you allowed us to drive." Right? You would like it if you would allow us to purchase a property without a man. What is that? What is like women say? Oh, women want equal rights, and that's normally seen as a negative thing. That a woman saying she wants equal rights, men should view that quite negatively. Tell me how it's negative. Hey, King Sarah. Hey, a provider in 2026 is someone who's mentally whole, emotionally intelligent, and stable. True provision isn't just financial, it's emotional security, consistency, and long term reliability. King Sarah, if I could pin this, I would. I'm going to say it one more time for those who didn't hear in the back. Hey, a provider in 2026 is someone who's mentally whole, because a lot of times now we are seeing that there are so many people that are undiagnosed, right? And when I say undiagnosed, there's nothing wrong with maybe having a mental health issue, but it's a really big issue when you don't know you have an issue. And I feel like there's a lot of men that have issues, men and women, but a lot of black men, there's a lot of stigma around that, where that now impacts their ability to be mentally and emotionally whole. They could be financially whole. You could actually be very mentally unstable, but be financially stable. Depends on, because sometimes it just takes delusion and courage to catapult into a business and dominate it. Do you know what I mean? That doesn't necessarily mean you have to be the most mentally or emotional stable person. If anything, I feel like the world billionaires, those people ain't, there's some ain't right. But anyways, unstable. True provision isn't just financial, it's emotional security, consistency, and long term. And I loved what I love most about what you said, King Sarah, is true provision isn't just financial. Financial is important. Don't let's not we're not also by me saying this, please understand, I'm not taking away the importance of financial. Everybody knows when you think of provider, you think of provision of money anyway. So I don't need to keep saying that. But we don't elaborate on other things, the provision of other things. So you said if emotional security, consistency, and long-term reliability. And for me, that's one of the key components. I need to be able to rely on you. I need to, for me, a provider is I need to be able to rely on you. I need to be able to know that if I call you, as long as you have the ability to pick up your phone, you will pick up the phone. If I need someone to cry to, you are there. If I need someone to say, oh, I want to just start this new business, or I'm thinking of doing this to the business, not only will you listen, but you pour back, you'll pour into me and be like, okay, yeah, I think you should do it this way, you should do it this way. If I say, oh, I want to buy this, and you have the provisions to buy it, and you buy, that's what for me provision and a provider is. Because it's not just about buying the ad hoc gifts and putting money here and there, but it's actually much more wholesome, much more well rounded. The provision is not just providing money, but actually providing yourself as a real person. Do you know what I mean? Um, so mental strength and emotional balance create the foundation that supports both exactly financial success and healthy relationships over time. I completely agree. Keita, you said it's about women being able to help lighten the load, not absorb you of being the head of the. That's very true. Very, very true. I think not the key question also, Mary. You said Zogi, are you a male, female? I'm anything you want me to be, babes. Anything in your mind that you want me to be. That's what I am. So, anyways, back to the topic at hand. So, Keita, you said it's about women being able to lighten the load. And I think, I don't know, you guys are tuned in from different parts of the world, yeah? Um, one of the biggest thing is also, is I feel like women have been lightening the load for a very long time. I feel like it's easier to find a case where even if the woman didn't work, she provided so many ways in which she helped him. Even if it's just that she done the admin for his business, or she was able to keep reminding him of things or help him order things. And I feel like I understand women definitely, like there's some women that the man takes care of every. Do you know what's funny? You know when we think about provider, yeah, we think um Rich Franklin, you mean as a man helping to lighten the load. Oh, you want to help lighten the load for a woman, so the woman should do majority of everything. Or what? I don't fully understand this. I think it's all about what you are okay with in a relationship, what you naturally would be able to put up with. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like when it comes to approaching dating, I don't believe in majority for one person. Well, so Rich Franklin, do you think it's the role of a guy to take on the financial responsibility as much as he can? I'm not saying kill yourself to be to take care of their financial responsibility. You can't. But if there do you have that? Because I think also when it comes to provider, for me and from let me even just keep it real. From the guys I have that encountered, yeah, especially Nigerian guys, you guys not only really date Nigerian guys. I've noticed that financial provision for some comes at the cost of other things. So if we're talking about full provision of financially, like you do nothing, like he's paying your bills, he's buying you phones, he's doing this and that, that normally comes at the cost of, not all the time, but majority of the time comes at the cost of infidelity. Not all the time, not all the time, but I would say from what I've seen, majority of the time. I'm not saying that, oh, if a guy spends money on you, he's definitely going to cheat on you. But there's spending money like, oh, he knows you like something, he gets it for you. And then there's total dependency on this guy. Like he's literally he's literally your pay AYE. Like he is technically your employer, but you're not obviously working. You're just kind of getting money from him. I've seen in many dynamics that normally comes from with infidelity, or it comes with being with someone much older. And some in situations it comes with both. So I think in order for us to really understand, and I feel like even when I have had this same top like discussion with people, right, in terms of like provider and stuff like that, I think most women, actually, I'm not saying most women, I feel like if a woman is mentally stable and emotionally stable, she would want a guy similar to who King Sarah said. She would want a guy who is able, that believes in true provision as, yes, financial, emotional security, consistency, and then general long-term reliability. Rich Franklin, you said, my woman earns more than me, but we go 50-50. But I make sure I help around the house, cook and clean. Okay, okay. I mean, that's if you said my brother earns more than his woman, he pays all the bills but doesn't help around the house or cook or clean. I feel like, boy, I feel like some men feel like, well, if I pay for everything, I'm not gonna do nothing around the house, or I'm not gonna do anything with the kids. Boy, I think for me, it's almost seen as if I put down my money, I'm not putting down anything else, which is kind of crazy because if it's in a relationship, you're saying you love me and I love you. Like that means you're not even seeing it as a relationship, not really. You're kind of seeing it as, if I do this one thing for you, best believe I ain't doing nothing else. You better take this one thing because you're not getting anything else from me. So if you get if and also emotional, physical, and all of that, the different things that men can provide, or the provision of things, they're not seen equally. Like people don't see, let's say, monetary, like financially provision with as emotional provision, like actually having someone to rely on, be able to talk to. Boy, anyways, I don't want to make this live too long because it's literally 22 minutes right now. And most of my videos have the average of like 20 to 25. So I feel like this is a nice ballpark. I want to thank you for joining my live. And if you're watching this in replay, most people watch in replay because obviously, because people that my online family, you guys are from all over the world. I'm sure you guys joining them from America is around 4 p.m., 3 p.m. your time. In the UK, it's 9 p.m. There's some places that are 6 hours or 5 hours ahead. So it's even midnight, like 2 p.m., no, 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. Anyways, if you've watched this to the end, please leave a red heart down below and let me know what your definition of provision is in 2026. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you are interested in this beautiful wig, make sure you check out Doggy's Hair Collection and the Leah unit, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.